Welcome to Learn Commerce PU online classes. Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.
Welcome to online classes. Today let us discuss Bahmani Sultans. That is Bahmani and Adil Shahi Sultans. And this kingdom, after the long time, even Vijayanagara Empire declined. But the major part of Andhra Karnataka and Maharashtra ruled by this kingdom. Originally, they were under the control of Alauddin, but later they declared independence and they established their own kingdom. That is Alauddin Hasan Gango. Alauddin Hasan Gango. Bahman Shah. Alauddin Hasan Gango Bahman Shah, he established Bahmani kingdom in 1347 Common Era. And Gulbarga was their capital. They made Gulbarga as the capital, that is the first capital, and later it shifted to Bidar. From Gulbarga was the first capital, and Bidar the second capital. That is, they shifted the capital from Bidar to Gulbarga to Bidar. And all rulers continuously struggled with the Vijayanagara kingdom, because Vijayanagara kingdom was a very strong kingdom during that period, and they continuously fought against the Vijayanagara kingdom for the survival of these Shahis. Well, who was the greatest king? As I said, Alauddin Hasan Gango Bahman Shah established the kingdom. Later, Firoz Shah, Alman Shah and Muhammad Shah III, they were some important rulers. However, the power vested in the hands of Muhammad Gawan. Muhammad Gawan, he was the chief minister, what we call the prime minister or chief minister under the sultans, and he played a very important role in the political aspects of Bahmani kingdom. Muhammad Gawan was a Persian. He came to India for a trade purpose, and later he was identified by the sultans and they appointed him as a chief minister. As a chief minister, Muhammad Gawan, he took some important steps. He made certain reforms in Bahmani kingdom, and he was appointed by Muhammad Shadi III. That is, Muhammad Gawan was appointed by him. Being a Persian, he got an importance in India by the Sultan, and as a chief minister, he did some constructive work. he got popularity in spite of the native Muslims. He could able to get the support and he became so popular in Bahmani kingdom. And what are the works done by or reforms undertaken by Muhammad Gawan? That is one, he conquered Hubli, Dharwad, Belgaum from Vijayanagara kingdom. So the territories which were under the Vijayanagara kingdom was captured or conquered by Muhammad Gawan, that is Hubli, Dharwad and Belgaum. Secondly, he made treaty. He made treaty with the Sultan of Malwa, Sultan of Malwa, and established political stability. Political stability. So by establishing a treaty or by making a treaty with the Sultan of Malwa, he could be able to maintain a peace, establish a peace in the Bahmani kingdom. So the political, stability. Why? Because otherwise there was a continuous disturbance from outside. Now because of the treaty, could able to end this. Thirdly, he conquered Rajamundri or Rajamahendri. Rajamahendri and Kondavedu. So these two territories were conquered, that is Rajamahendri and Kondavedu. And fourthly, number of provinces. Number of provinces increased from 4 to 8. 4 to 8. They were called Tarafs. So earlier there was a 4 province, but now for the easy administration he divided and made 8 provinces, and these provinces are called Tarafs. Tarafs. So this is another important reforms made by him. And fifthly what he had done, land was surveyed and revenue was fixed. Land was systematically surveyed, and on the basis of that revenue was fixed, and revenue collection was only in cash, not in kind, cash. And more than that, sixthly, he built a madrasa, at Bidar. Where did Muhammad Gawan built madrasa? It is a question. That is in Bidar. It is very important work, madrasa, for the purpose of education, and later we will discuss about this madrasa and the education part. So this madrasa even also built a library. Along with that, he built a library, and this library consisted of 3,000 manuscripts. Such manuscripts from all over the world. He collected that manuscript and gathered in the library. It is nearly 3,000. And then he, after doing all these works, he became so popular. This popularity of Muhammad Gawan was not tolerated by the native Muslims, because Muhammad Gawan, who came from outside, from Persia, and because of him, native Muslims, they did not get the attention of king. Now, this when popularity of Muhammad Gawan increased, this was not tolerated by native king. What they have done? They poisoned the king. They wrongly informed about Muhammad Gawan. So that is why Muhammad Gawan was caught and beheaded in 1481. 1481, Muhammad Gawan was beheaded. But after the death of Muhammad Gawan, this Bahmani empire began to decline, because he was such a strong ruler, and his decline, his death, that led to the death of Bahmani kingdom also, or decline of Bahmani kingdom also. And later this Bahmani kingdom that split into different minor kingdoms. That is, they declared independence. All the other kingdoms, they declared independence, and that was Adil Shahis. Their capital at Bijapur. Nizam Shahis. Their capital at Ahmednagar. Imad Shahis. At Beaver. And Barid Shahis. At Bidar, and Qutub Shahis at Golconda. So, Adil Shahis of Bijapur, Nizam Shahis of Ahmednagar, Imad Shahis of Birar, and Barid Shahis of Bidar, Qutub Shahis of Golconda. In this way, these kingdoms, they declared themselves, the independence, and they became powerful. So ultimately, the decline of Bahmani kingdom, that led to the rise of other kingdoms, small kingdoms, and this is because of the death of Muhammad Gawan. And these 5 Shahi kingdoms, they became popular. And then we have to look at the cultural contribution of Bahmani kingdom. What are the contribution made by Bahmani kingdoms? What are the contributions? in education. They gave much importance to education, and recitation or recitation of Quran was the important part of education. Recitation of Quran. It is compulsorily did. And they granted scholarship. To whom? The poor Muslims. For poor Muslims, they granted scholarships. And as I said, Muhammad Gawan, he built madrasa at Bidar for the purpose of promotion of education. And that particular building, it consisted of 36 rooms. 36 rooms, and the purpose of this for the accommodation of teachers and students. In the present concept, hostel. So for the purpose of teachers and students, this was built. And Persian, Urdu, and Arabic language was used as, the communicative language or medium of language. It is very important. The medium of, language, that is Persia, Urdu and Arabic. By providing this, there was a very good system of administration provided by the sultanates. And apart from that, their contribution to the field of literature. Literature is also very important. They provided a good contribution. As I said, many literary books were written. And in Persian, Urdu and Arabic languages, many books were written. Even Muhammad Gawan, he wrote poems in Persian language. Muhammad Gawan. He wrote in Persian language. And apart from him, there are many other scholars. They also have written so many other books. And for example, Manazir ul Insha, Riyaz ul Insha, and some other books. And calligraphy was used in writing the quotations of Quran, calligraphy, which was used by them. And Muhammad Gawan was a calligrapher, a calligraphist. So this was the great contribution done by them. So far as architecture is concerned, even they adopted Indo-Islamic style architecture. Indo-Islamic style. The new style adopted by them in architecture. Indo-Islamic style. Some important architectural building. And the characteristics of this particular style was tall minarets. It is a towers. It is too tall and strong arches. Arches were constructed very strongly for each and every building. And thirdly, huge domes. You might have seen in a mosque dome. It is a huge one. And spacious azaras, halls. And then crescent moon at the top of the building. At the top of the building, crescent moon, half moon. This is the characteristics of Indo-Islamic art. And some important architectures, the forts, mosques, domes, mahals, etc. were built by using this architectural style. And at Gulbarga, even Fort Jami Masjid, that is one of the biggest masjid in South India, that is Jami Masjid, and tomb, and even Hafta Gumbaz, it's a tomb which was in Gulbarga. And at Bidar, there was a fort, Rangin Mahal, Court Mahal, Janata Mahal, and Janan Mahal, and Kamba Mosque. It's also there. That mosque is very important. And these are all some important contributions of Bahmani kingdom to art and architecture. But after Bahmani kingdom, as I said, Adil Shah is declared independence from Bahmani sultans, and they started their rule from Bijapur. And it was founded by Yusuf Adil Khan. That is, Yusuf Adil Khan, he founded the kingdom in 1489. That's very important to note. A dynasty came to power. And there were several kings belong to this dynasty. And one among them, Ibrahim Adil Shah II. Ibrahim Adil Shah II was the famous ruler of this dynasty. And he came to power in 1580 Common Era, and Chand Bibi was his regent. He was known as Jagat Guru Badshah. So there will be a question, who is called Jagat Guru Badshah? That is, Ibrahim Adil Shah II was called Jagat Guru Badshah. He followed a policy of religious tolerance, and he himself was a musician and wrote a work called Kitab-e-Navaras. Kitab-e-Navaras. So Kitab-e-Navaras was written by Ibrahim Adil Shah. Adil Shah they came to an end in 1686 Common Era with the conquest of Bijapur by Aurangzeb. So their cultural contribution. They also contributed something to the culture, especially literature in Arabic language, Persian language, and Deccani Urdu. Means Deccan Urdu. In the southern part of India, people used to speak a different Urdu that is called Deccani Urdu. It's a new dialect. The Sufi saints brought about unity among the Hindus and Muslims. Sufi saints, they are the religious reformers. They tried to bring tolerance among the Hindus and Muslims. they played a dominant role. And Mullah Nasrati and Ferista were famous historians who wrote Allah Namah and Tariki Ferista. Ali Nama and Tariki Ferista. So Ali Nama and Tariki Ferista were very important works produced during. So far as architecture is concerned, they built Jami Masjid, that is Ali Adil Shah he built, and Ibrahim Roza, that's another important building, and even Mehtar Mahal, Gol Gumbaz. Gol Gumbaz is one of the important contribution of the period. It was built by Muhammad Adil Shah. Muhammad Adil Shah built Gol Gumbaz at Bijapur, and that is in 1656 Common Era. And Bande Kaman or Bade Kaman, Bade Kaman and Bade Kaman, Asar Mahal, Anand Mahal are some important buildings constructed during that period. In this way, this Adil Shahis also contributed much for the literature, art and architecture of southern part of India. So this is what Bahmani kingdom and their contribution. In the next class, let us discuss the socio-religious reforms by the great religious leaders like Shankaracharya, even Basavanna and some other important religious leaders. Thank you very much.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.